21st in January. Enjoy them, be free with them, be enthusiastic about them, but also don't be, a little bit, I don't want to say critical, but be discerning, guys. Keep your wits about you, stay above the fray. That's also the energy of the Fool. Like, the Fool's sort of youthful and exuberant and doesn't let himself get dragged down into the drama or the bullshit of the world or the people around him. All right, so let's see. The next card is the Foundation card. This card tells me a bit about sort of what was going on in the past for my Cancerians that allowed for everything to become the way that it is. So this is the Six of Wands. So let me just put this. I don't like this. This card holder is so deep. You can't really see the cards. To me, when I look at this, I feel like this is about partnerships. I feel like this is about departures from partnerships. I'm not sure, and this might be the new beginnings that we see in the Fool. I don't know if some of my Cancerians have made choices and changes in the last few months that have had us departing from maybe jobs, relationships, friendships, things like that. But that's kind of the feeling that I get with this card. These two people on the horse feel like they're going sort of back towards the past. I feel like there's this idea that we're leaving behind sort of things that no longer work for us, things that no longer tune into us or tap into us. Wands being the element of fire and the spirit. I feel like there's also that aspect of if it didn't necessarily feed our spirit anymore, we don't necessarily need it anymore. And so that's kind of the feeling that I get from this card, is this idea that we're leaving in the past what belongs in the past, and we are starting something new in the month of July, throughout the month of July. So the Spirit card, this is what's above you. This is the King of Pentacles. Sorry about the shadow there. So there's definitely an authority and an air of, let's say, sort of opulence. The King of Pentacles is earth energy. So it's going to be a little bit grounded from your higher self. This is about Cancers staying grounded. This is about my Cancers staying sort of in the luxury of like who they are, or exploring that luxury of who they are, being treated appropriately, right? Being treated in ways that we feel as though we deserve. We may be figuring some of that out with this Fool energy, is sort of like going like, no, wait, I don't like this anymore. I want to leave this in the past. I left that situation, or I left that thing that wasn't working for me in this Six of Wands, right? I left that behind. I'm now ready for something new. Well, your spirit is coming in and telling you this is what you deserve, which is the beauty of this King of Pentacles. It's usually a generous energy. It's a sort of established energy. To me, it's very, it demands respect. So my Cancers should be asking and looking, seeking out for that respect. If you're not, be wary, because I would say that you're being a little bit on this side of the Fool that could be actually legitimately foolish. If that makes sense, right? Because there's this idea of the Fool being open to new things, right? But there's also the idea that he is dancing next to the cliff, and there could be potential danger. So to keep that in mind, that your spirit wants you to be treated like this King of Pentacles, this grounded, steady, intelligent, generous, loving version of yourself, right? And so it's bringing in that sort of energy. Earth is the complementary to the water element of Cancer. So it's almost teaching you about how to sort of expect and embrace things within your nature that maybe you don't realize that you have, right? Which would be a more grounded, centered aspect to yourself. Sometimes maybe you've been told or seen yourself as being too emotional or too this or too that. Well, this King of Pentacles to me seems more measured, more steady, more strong. There's definitely this energy of honoring yourself in the month of July and making sure that others are doing that too. And if they're not, fly the fuck away. Like, get up, spread your wings, and go somewhere else, hunt elsewhere with this hawk spirit. Okay, so the next two cards are what I call the outside influences. These cards tell me a little bit about sort of what's going on around you that could be influencing you during the month of July. And these can be things like people, sometimes events, sometimes energies, belief systems that are having an effect on you. So what is the Six of Pentacles? So I kind of like this card. To me, this card speaks to the idea of celebration, opulence. This is a little bit of this King of Pentacles energy, right? We have this Pentacles coming in from the outside. To me, this is an opportunity. I believe, is it the Six of Pentacles or the Six of Cups? I'm drawing a blank on which one is about charity. I think it doesn't matter. Anyways, I feel like this is about enjoying yourself. This is the energy about celebration, enjoying yourself, appreciating yourself, and that coming in from the outside environment during the month of July. The first half of July is sort of Cancer season, so that's kind of why you guys would be experiencing it. To me, I feel like there's a opportunity here in this where we get to appreciate ourselves, find sort of ways to celebrate ourselves, and that kind of, it feels to me like this card here taps in and connects in with this King of Pentacles very nicely. So this goal of the spirit to kind of become more grounded, more steady, more self-appreciative, more in a place of authority. There is opportunities or situations, this being also a Pentacles card, that will be coming in rather nicely, I feel like, that offer you the opportunity to sort of reach this King of Pentacles energy, which is your highest goal for the month. So the next card is the other outside influence, and this is the King of Cups. Now, this is the first water element card, which I like this card. I like that he's here. I like that we've got this sort of earth energy going on here, but then we have our water energy, right? So I feel like, okay, I'm going to go with this. I feel like this King of Cups, he doesn't necessarily have to signify another person, but I kind of get a feeling that this could be another person. This could be an equal. For some of you, it could be a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, right? Another water sign, or somebody with heavily placed water energy in their chart. I kind of get like it would be a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. And I feel like he is on equal, or you might see him a little bit above you. And this is sort of this idea of this Fool, even though to me the Fool card feels stronger, it being major arcana, right? It feels like your soul wants you to, this is so strange. It feels like your soul wants you to become this King of Pentacles so that you can be on even ground with this King of Cups. Does that make sense? So to me, it feels like so that there can be a meeting of the minds between these two, right? But you need to get to that place, or how do I want to say this? Because when you look at it, when you put this King of Pentacles down here in the center, because this is our highest goal for ourselves, right? When you put him down here, he's staring right at that King of Cups, and that King of Cups is offering his cup to this side, almost offering it to the King of Pentacles. It feels like there could be a love connection. A big gay old king off. To me, it feels like my Cancerians might have the opportunity to find love, only because the King of Cups can be such a lovely, sort of emotionally available, wonderful card. And he's also an authority in and of himself. I don't want my Cancers to doubt themselves. That's the Fool nature of this card. This could be a new beginning for some of you. There is this opportunity here I see, or I feel that feels like there are opportunities where within the month of July where you get to sort of appreciate yourself, or situations find you at your best, right? Situations where you make the choices or the discernment to see it from the bigger perspective, whatever, you're going to attract the attention of this King of Cups. You're going to attract the attention. They're going to see, wow, they handled that really well. So the next thing you know, they're offering you sort of their cup, but you want to be on the same sort of level as them, right? You don't want to go in kind of feeling less than or anything like that, if that makes any sense at all. I hope that makes sense. For those of you that are already in a relationship and this King of Cups represents more of an energy, I feel like this is in an empowerment energy about owning our emotions for my Cancerians, okay? So for those of you that this day, not third party, but as an outside actual person, And I would suspect that this is about the opportunities through the month of July to really own our emotions, to bring in the King of Cups brings with him the energy of not only awareness, but also authority, intelligence around his suit, around his element, right? So to me, this is about Cancer is growing up to a degree. I feel like Cancer is not only like mastering their emotions a little bit and sort of letting a few things go with the Fool and starting some new beginnings. They're also like not being bothered. Like this talk is all about, yeah, not today, Satan, not today, right? So to me, I feel like there's this freedom in the Fool that allows you guys to not only get like this mastery over your emotions through opportunities throughout the month, but also you get to sort of explore this idea of being grounded in this earth energy too, of really expecting the best and also giving the best when you have opportunities to do so throughout the month of July. I hope that makes sense. Now, this last card is what I call the potential outcomes. This card tells me a bit about sort of where things are going to end up, barring that nothing major changes. It's never set in stone, though, guys. So if it is a negative card, you can use it as a warning or to make choices and changes now to change the outcome, right? So it's not like a set in stone scenario. So let's see. And this is the Eight of Pentacles. Now, this to me is a really nice card to end out the month. There's a lot of Pentacles energy. I like that it's in line with that King of Pentacles as a goal. As far as for our spirit, the spirit definitely wants us to explore this idea of, you know, becoming our own sort of grounded authority, having a high expectation of ourselves and appreciation of ourselves. And so when I look at this Eight of Pentacles as the outcome, it feels like we're still in that sort of generous energy. When we look at this card, she's handing over this beautiful statue. I feel like this is sort of gifts also being bestowed upon the Cancer. Or my Cancers. So I feel like this is also us experiencing more of this kind of appreciation, this that I see in the Six of Pentacles. Eights to me always signifies sort of balance. So I feel like we're finding that balance in the world, right? A lot of this is about sort of what's also going on, especially with this Pentacles energy here in the Six and in the Eight, with the King is the highest goal. To me, it feels like where Cancer fits in the world and how Cancer sort of, I'm going to say this, how we sort of separate ourselves from the world is important. Being emotionally in control is important too. And there's going to be opportunities where it's getting emotionally charged. This Hawk sort of messenger energy gives us this space where we can rise up above it, and that brings, right, where it's like we're not being ruled by our emotions. Our emotions are, we're ruling our emotions, right? The emotions aren't ruling us. And that's sort of where these two kind of come in together. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense to you guys. So this Eight of Pentacles feels like a nice balanced energy of us finding